You are tuned into the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 149 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. I make incredible beats that are reasonably priced. Holla at your boy for details about that paper. I needs my money. Longevity. Ableton master, teacher, producer, extraordinaire, decademics employee, founder of bringingdowntheband.com.
Is that what it is?
I mean, they cut you a check for your services, I hope.
I am my official title is lead production instructor.
Lead production instructor. That boy's a beast with that Ableton.
If you must know.
I like that, though. But, yeah, you doing your thing over there, kicking the truth to the young.
Youth.
Yeah.
And old people.
Yeah.
For sure. Across the table, fresh to death as always DJ extraordinaire, brand ambassador and owner of Printfinity, my man DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
What's good, son?
I'm great, man.
Good to see you as always. Got your
You
starter
too.
kit? We good?
Yeah, minus the whiskey, but
Yeah.
we good.
mean,
It'll work.
Yeah.
sometimes you got to cut back on the budget. It's cool.
Yep.
Maybe next week.
We'll get some Old Crow.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. We'll figure it out. To my immediate left, former radio personality, voice of Indianapolis, master of ceremonies, my man Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
Doing well, man. It's another one in the books, for this weekend.
Yeah, shout out to Spoolz, man.
Yeah,
Again, congratulations. That brother's
Yes,
married
sir.
now, and
𝐴𝐿𝐿.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I see you.
He and his wife Sarah are traveling for their honeymoon. So safe travels to them, and just congratulations. That's our guy.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Spoolz is that dude for playing West Side Gun, Mr. T at his wedding. By the way,
It's crazy. You can't stream or download that song anymore. I don't know what.
Oh, word?
I don't know how that whole album that Mr. T is on. I don't know if it got tied up in some sort of rights situation or when they got signed with Shady.
Well, a lot of his music he doesn't put on streaming platforms.
Okay.
Some of them it's straight exclusive.
Bandcamp, YouTube, probably.
It was.
No, it's like you just go to you have to go and spend
you got a
that's
cop.
probably what it was.
$300 and buy it from the
Don't
from
do
the
that.
site.
Don't do that.
But that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times you'll see a lot of their music not just on their website.
I actually was looking for it, to Jay Moore's point, because I hadn't heard that joint in a while, and I couldn't find it. Like, I think I found
on
the
YouTube,
stream,
but
on
that's about it.
YouTube, but it wasn't on any of the platforms like he said. So,
A lot of times YouTube streams are not from the artists themselves.
Aha.
I've heard about that.
There's
Yeah, me
there's
too.
a chance it could get pulled down then, huh? Perhaps.
Yeah,
You don't
maybe.
take the proper steps, yeah.
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 Now that album was cold though. That was one of the first ones I heard where I got to get into West Side Gun. They had some heat on there and good production too. Yeah, so let's go ahead and anybody want to say anything before we get into the rundown?
I'm just going to say, fix your mic.
What's wrong with it? Talk to me.
I mean, you should know by now.
I mean, I sound great, so I don't understand the problem is.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I point it this way? Is that good?
I don't know. You have headphones on. What do you think?
Sounds great.
Excuse me.
Signal to me, if I sound.
You should be able to hear yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay Moore.
Okay.
Let's talk.
This is self-accountability.
There you go.
That's what we're talking about.
I can dig it. Pete Rock was in. Let's go to Pete Rock. Shout out to the homie Pete Rock. I see you over there.
If
Rest in
Dick
peace to
Gregory
my
was
homie.
here.
Man.
Speaking of the Huns,
Yes.
you said you watched The Dark Crystal?
No, I haven't watched that shit.
Okay. Has anybody else seen the
No,
new?
I haven't
I
seen
have
it.
not.
Listen to how many like when you watch it, just keep
for
that in the
real?
back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the time.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I want
'cause-
somebody to do a cut of just all the hums.
Well, when you watch, honestly, because The Dark Crystal started off as a Jim Henson project back in the day,
Right.
Word.
but almost a characterization of something like you'd always hear Kermit the Frog go,
Yeah.
like it's almost like a
Jim Henson
a
thing?
Muppet Jim Henson thing, how they express a certain
Remember
emotions.
Beaker? That's all he used to do.
Oh, hey, that's
Bunsen,
throwback.
Bunsen and Beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's throwback right there.
Yeah, I got to check that out though.
It's not bad. It's a prequel.
Oh, okay.
To the
Because they
movie.
did, from what I saw, they didn't do all the CGI. They did they stuck with a lot of the practical effects as far as the characters.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is this at? Where can I?
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shout out to Netflix.
They better. They got to get all their stuff together because what's that Disney Plus hits?
Yeah, Disney about to fuck the game up.
Did you see that thing where you could get like Disney Plus, like Hulu and ESPN? I think it's like for $12.99.
Yeah, what?
Which is cheaper than.
Oh, they about to change the game.
Well, I'm grandfathered into the Netflix because I've had Netflix for like since before it was able to stream to a TV.
Get a disc.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm paying like $8 and some change still.
Wow. Okay.
But
can you add anybody on your account?
I mean, you know what it is.
Oh, okay. That means I can't get on there.
Sometimes you just got to trade. Be like, all right, I got a Netflix. If you got a HBO,
right.
I got Showtime. I got a Showtime for your Hulu.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody need to ante up on that Disney,
man.
Because that's gonna be a good look, and it's gonna be like a lot of original like Marvel content and shit.
Yeah.
They got a Star Wars show that looks dope. Yeah. The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
They trying
the Captain America. So it's gonna be Falcon and Bucky.
Oh, that's going to be on Disney.
Where is Bucky and what has he had? I'm sorry. Whenever I saw Bucky, I still thought of Black Dynamite.
That's funny.
Oh, they gearing up to take over.
Yeah,
that sounds dope.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to see how that goes, man.
It's gonna go good.
Oh, it's gonna go good.
It's gonna have every Disney cartoon on it.
Man.
So remember back in the day, they used to be
Gummy
like
Bears?
it's going back in the vault. Oh. It's a possibility. I was just about to mention Gummy Bears when we were talking about the Hardy shit. Because they had a Hardy's box. They had the Gummy Bears on it.
Oh, wow.
And it was like interactive as fuck.
I used to have the entire series of the Gummy Bears cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
How does song go?
My voice is a little messed up, so I'm not going to do it right now.
Dang.
We don't want to get a strike because
get a strike for Gummy Bears.
Copyright strike because you sang the Gummy Bears theme.
They might have gargoyles on it though. Disney owns the cartoon.
I heard Jordan Peele is looking into doing a live action gargoyles movie.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
You know,
he's a beast though. You know, he make it work. I think.
Yeah,
remember when everybody thought he was corny?
Yeah.
Well, when he was on Mad TV,
things have changed.
I thought he was like,
wow.
I guess because I come from sort of a corny place myself, I always thought they were funny. Because there was always little hints that they would, especially with Jordan Peele, they would do stuff like he's doing now. Like one of my favorite sketches that they did on their show that was on Comedy Central when it was like a zombie apocalypse, but all the zombies were racist and they wouldn't bite black people.
Oh, no.
I like the space episode where he was talking about calling this woman a bitch. He'd be like, and I said, and then he look around, I said, bitch. Yeah. And then like his girl with eyes pop up, and then he ended up in outer space trying to say it. He went all the way to space just so he could say bitch.
Ari Spears was like, I mean, they was cool. I mean, they're great guys, but he was really on them about them being cornballs and stuff. And I was like, damn, Aries, you could have
look at him now.
Yeah, you could have slid in and got your role, brother.
But you know what? There's kind of a lesson there because talking greasy about people, especially people you claim to like,
yes,
it doesn't benefit you at all.
Well.
Like the people who want to talk crazy about Key and Peele, or even when it was everyone was jumping on Kevin Hart.
Remember when Donald Phazon was talking shit about
Chappelle,
Dave Chappelle not being funny.
That wasn't Donald. That was Phazon Love.
Phazon Love. That's
Donald Phazon was the dude on Scrubs.
That's right. That's right. There's a Phazon out here talking greasy.
Phazon Love was killing him. Like he's trash. He's not that funny at all. They used to call him Pilot Boy.
I can't tell.
I can't tell.
But that's the thing. What did talking about any of those people benefit? What has been like these comedians who like they'll get on Vlad or.
It's just short-term success.
It's like
or notoriety.
Yeah,
what did that benefit you? It's sort of like remember when we talked about Monique about 50 episodes ago.
Damn,
like she's still out here talking crazy, and I was like, Monique, I haven't heard Monique tell a joke in 3 years.
Yeah, you too busy talking about the Netflix.
She should have went on tour while she playing.
Yeah. She could have gone on tour and got paid. Yeah. But her name is big enough to do that. Like,
but that just shows where a lot of people they put their energy into the wrong places, like we talked about last week with, as far as you allocating your resources and your time to things that are actually going to benefit your career,
right?
Well
as opposed to just doing things that will garner you a small bit of attention for a short amount of time. Like if Monique did a special and it was funny, we'd be talking about that. But instead, she's always on YouTube talking about how Tyler Perry owes her an apology and Oprah can suck her dick and all that. And I'm like, I don't know what that's going to accomplish.
That's Tyler Perry has a whole movie studios right now.
Yeah.
Did you see a picture where on the highway sign says "Go left" to go to Tyler Perry Studios?
I actually went to school with somebody that works with Tyler Perry, and they sent him. Shout out to Anthony Dalton. They sent him a invitation to this big gala or something he's having. The invitation was interactive, so he pulled it out of like this real nice fabric, probably with some crushed velvet or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he opened the envelope. Well, it looked like an envelope, but it was actually a tablet. So he opened the cover of the tablet, and the invitation starts playing, telling you exactly what's going on, the date, and all that shit. That's money.
That's paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Well,
it's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
For Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
And then they get to keep a nice little tablet.
And shout out to the people.
It's a favor.
The black folks that say Tyler Perry. Please stop saying that.
Tyler Perry.
Yes, Tyler Perry.
Where they do
Tyler
that
Perry. You'd be surprised, man. All right.
Is that your family reunion?
Don't
is that
say.
what they was talking about?
You definitely say music every week.
I do, but that's a shout out to Memphis.
Is it a shout out or are you making fun of them?
Yeah.
That's why they on your ass.
They not on my ass. Philly is on his ass. Don't do that.
Don't deflect.
Oh, they not on my ass.
Duke Deuce.
That's my
Bet you
guy.
if you run into him,
That's my guy, though.
talking that shit.
I fool with Duke Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I bet.
He GD.
His daddy,
know that?
Yeah, his daddy was upset. That's
Yeah.
what the lyrics say.
You know, knock his chest off.
Knock his chest off. That's my guy, though. All right, man. Pete Rock.
Huh?
So,
PR.
Lone brought this to my attention. I was not aware. Apparently, he's getting drug across IG for something that he said, and
Twitter.
has backtracked. Twitter, and has now backtracked. So I'm gonna read it because I just typed it out. It says, "What's a trans woman? Is there such a creature?"
He said creature.
He did say creature.
See, using language like that'll get you in trouble.
He already getting off to a bad start. There's no such thing. If you're a man who likes trans women, it means you like men. No, trans women are not women. Shaking my head. And this is from Pete Rock.
He probably said, is that what he said after he saw Malik Yoba?
Don't do that, man.
I'm thinking it is, though. I think
I'm thinking that's what kicked it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just trying to,
at the same time, because how do you connect those two dots? And he's saying that.
You're not just going to say it out the blue.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Nobody's hacking your account just to say that.
So that's the other part of it.
That's the part. Like Pete Rock. Now, if you follow Pete Rock on IG, Twitter, whatever, like he's never been the one to pull punches. Like
Sean got into it with Pete Rock.
I remember.
I did.
Because he took something the wrong way.
Yeah, but the fact that he had to reel this one back in, that's crazy. Pete Rock reeling something back in that he said, and Lone was telling me, I guess you can explain it better to me, but
PR for
he
himself.
They were
about that?
Failure.
They was giving him the business, huh? From what you saw.
Well, I don't know if you guys. So here's the thing. I'm a producer, right?
A good one.
So I follow a lot of producers on Twitter and a variety of producers, and Pete Rock has been saying a lot of questionable shit in the last 6 months about other producers, and I remember he said some shit about no younger producer can make anything like one of the OGs or something like that, and it was just met with a lot of, I don't know, just kind of backlash a little bit, where even some OGs of sorts were even kind of chimed in like, maybe you should calm down. Like, there are a lot of really dope producers out here. Right. Just because you made stuff in the 90s using a specific type of hardware does not mean that, like that's not the NLB. Anyway, so he's been catching what's the word I'm looking for? Backlash/flack.
Yeah,
there we go.
I see what you're doing.
I see.
That's actually an interesting
That's a
one,
bar right there.
But so he's been catching that off and on. And, I've seen a lot of people kind of just saying, like, just talking about Pete in that mindset. And it's kind of been in the back of my mind, like, he's one of the people that, and maybe I'm biased because me and him went back and forth, but, like, I would respect him a lot more if he didn't have social media. Like, he's a clown on social media to me. For a lot of reasons, and just the stuff that he says back and forth. And so, like, this instance right here, this particular thing, no matter how you feel about it, the fact that you're going to go and like delete your tweet and then try to say that you were hacked was so corny.
Yeah. Own that shit, man.
Well, this is the thing. And this is no knock against him, but of all the A-list super famous people there are who have a huge who's out there trying to hack Pete Rock?
In this very specific moment, in this very specific time, saying this very specific thing.
Eminem on the wash.
So
fresh
his
off.
Character on the watch.
Right.
I
don't know, man.
That's my only thing. He's a great producer. I'm looking forward to his new thing with 𝗀𝗎. I just wish he didn't have. I wish he logged off.
Just own that shit, man. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
Yeah, don't take nothing down. I mean, and the word, I think people use this excuse, oh, I got hacked. Sometimes it's obviously a hack because it'll be something just real off wall.
Yeah.
You know when you got hacked? It's when you can't log back in.
Yeah.
That's hacked.
That's when you get hacked.
Yeah, I know people who've had to just like start over on their
entire
profiles.
And it's not going to be just one. If somebody is going to spend time to hack you, it's not going to be just one tweet. It's going to be followed up by a whole bunch of bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like somebody hacked like Buffalo Wild Wings and like through their, when they sent out a bunch of wild racist like tweets. And it just came out of nowhere.
It's continuous, like you said.
You know,
like
that's not them.
Yeah. This was like written how he writes tweets, and he's also said some shit before on Instagram, so it's not like it's new.
I mean, we were talking about we call him AC Slater, about how he had to pull back on some stuff that he said, and it's like,
hey, own that shit,
own
bro.
it, yeah.
If that's how you feel, I mean, I understand that the times that we live in or whatnot, and everything has to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Politically correct.
Politically correct or censored. So you're pretty much censoring yourself. But the whole thing about censoring yourself is you're doing it after you've already said it.
Right.
So
you meant what you said when when it came out.
At that
and
point,
you may not have had any malicious intent. Like, I don't think AC Slater, I can't remember his name.
Mario Lopez.
Okay, Mario Lopez. I don't think he really meant anything by it.
Yeah.
It's just what he said in the moment, but it did come off as insensitive. So,
it made in my personal opinion, it made sense what he said.
Yeah.
He may have followed it up too far.
Sometimes the apology makes it worse.
It does. Because he technically said that kids are saying that they're identifying as this gender versus the gender that they were born at. And essentially they're too young to even know better. But the parents are following that path and kind of helping guide them. And if they get into a position to where they're actually giving them medication to change their makeup, they can't renege on that.
Facts.
It's a wrap after that. So essentially what he was saying is these kids are too young to be making that decision.
I'm with y'all though on, just eat that. You just gonna have to eat that one and just roll with it. You know what I'm saying?
It's a failure,
Yeah, you take the L and you move on. You know what I'm saying?
Move on from it.
Yeah.
But
I agree with y'all on that.
I just know how to maneuver. I mean, the way Dave Chappelle, again, way he explained it on his special.
He did it well.
The way he was doing it.
He did it well.
Hey,
and
he's getting backlash from it.
Oh, yeah. Rotten Tomatoes gave him like 0%.
Yeah. Come on now.
It's a 0.
Come on, man.
I
mean, he's doing the same type of comedy that a George Carlin or a Richard Pryor.
Thank you.
Or who else? Red Fox.
All those comedians were edgy. Super
Let me tell you
edgy.
something.
Yeah.
There's a comedian who's kind of an underground cat, and he died in the early 90s. His name was Bill Hicks.
Yep, I remember Bill
This
Hicks.
dude was wild for the night. He would say, there's no way, and the thing is, comedians they have a reverence for this dude. He didn't really make it mainstream. He would be on David Letterman. David Letterman really liked him. But sometimes like they would cut even what he said out of the David Letterman show because it was just too much for late night TV. And this is when David Letterman came on super late. But when people say, "Oh yeah, I love Richard and I love George Carlin and all these people," you'd be coming after these people on Twitter just like you're coming after Chappelle right now.
Could you imagine if Richard Pryor was still living now and was a comedian in his 30s and he dropped craps now?
No,
there's
no way.
You can't do that.
You couldn't even put it. He couldn't even put it out.
That's why I think that's why Dave's thing was what it was.
Richard Pryor had an album called That Nigga's Crazy.
Yeah.
And it went platinum.
Yeah.
You know, and
I'm sure the streams have went platinum for Dave Chappelle.
I've
Even though he
watched it
got
3
zero.
times.
Yeah.
I watched it twice. I watched it twice.
Even though he has 0 tomatoes or whatnot.
I mean, but the genius and the brilliance in his delivery. I'm a delivery person. I want to see how it comes out and how you relay your message. And his is so funny. It's so nonchalant. Like he's not overdoing it. It's just him being up there.
Even
in
how
a
he
moment.
started it with the Prince lyrics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Dave is a beast.
He
Like,
is.
and as I watched it, I said, okay, this is gonna ruffle some feathers over here. and
Shout
then
out
over
to
here.
Juicy Smollett,
Man.
I mean, the only part to me that stood out,
the French actor.
the only one that was kind of corny to me that I didn't really like was when he tried to compare trans people to the Chinese people.
Oh, okay.
That one was
You ain't
kinda-
like
that one fell
that-
flat.
That was kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
I've heard it before, and it wasn't funny to me.
I
that
thought
and
it was
the
funny.
Michael Jackson, like,
I
because you know,
laugh.
for everyone, he brings it back around.
Yeah.
And like, but for the Michael Jackson, it was just a schoolyard joke.
Yeah.
It was funny, but you know, I was like, that was a little beneath him.
But you know, some of that shit he's saying, he's not serious. He's doing that shit for a laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
he's a comedian. I think
Yeah.
that gets lost. Like we put so much sometimes on entertainers where we want them to be these social commentators. It's like the first job. Yes, social commentary is a part of what Carlin and what Pryor had done, is Bill Hicks especially. I'm telling you, man, if you're listening, go back and check out Bill Hicks.
I'm sleep on
he's
Bill Hicks.
awesome.
I got to do my research.
And we forget that their first job is to make us laugh. Like, if you don't see, the thing is, a lot of times people are up there just being offensive, and it's not funny. You know, you can get up there with all the social commentary you want, but I came here to hear some jokes. And
If it don't connect,
Make me
you know,
laugh, damn it.
Chappelle brought the jokes.
make me
so
laugh. Yeah.
There you go.
Make me laugh.
Maybe just because I wasn't maybe a part of a lot of the jokes, but a lot of it just wasn't offensive to me. Like
Okay.
like Chappelle's new one. Like it just seemed like he was addressing things more so than it was offensive.
That's the way I took it. Yeah.
Like-
That's the way I took it.
That's why it was called Sticks and Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Rotten
like I said,
Tomatoes
you
is-
clicked on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fact, actually. So shout out to him for that, man. That special was very well done. All right.
Juicy Smollett.
Yeah, right. Let's talk about the Travis Scott documentary. It's called Look Mom, I Can Fly. I got a chance to watch this one over the weekend, and it's really dope I like to see an artist's background. I like to see the family structure. I like to see where they came from. He has some good then and now shots. You can see him performing at a festival.
15 people.
15, 16 people. He can name like 4 or 5 of them.
He's like, and I know 2 of them.
Yeah, like somebody's girlfriend, one of his homies' girlfriends was out there, and to fast forward then to see, you know, him at these huge festivals and his fan base connecting with him. Like, I didn't realize it was like that. I'll be honest. I thought Astroworld was dope. I said that when we did our wrap up, but the way that he connects with his fans and his fan base, and just to see where he comes from and his granny's house and all that, I can respect that. I like to see that.
I realized that when one of my first students, who was our older former intern, Adarian,
Yes.
he was a huge Travis Scott fan, like huge. And the way he used to talk about him, I could tell he, like when I was watching the doc, I was like, oh, Darian's one of them. Like Travis had that impact on him. And he was that age, you know, he's like, Darian's what, 20, 19, 20,
Maybe, yeah.
you know, so, it was cool to see too, like see how much he was affecting somebody's life, you know, everybody, all those people's lives. And
Then it just shows you it's not an overnight success. Like, he had to get to this place by, you know, because especially if you just picked up on him when he got popular, you're like, oh, where's this, you know, to see any rapper performing in front of 15 people. I mean, Wiz did that here in Indianapolis.
Facts.
Living room
He
lounge
performed at the living room.
so did Wale.
of all places.
You know, so I mean, that's just, I remember the first time we had Odyssey here in the city.
Is that the Jazz Kitchen?
It was at the Jazz Kitchen, and
We actually opened for him that night.
yeah, and I remember I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, the people brought him here. They lost money that night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
lost money.
remember. I remember
know?
that night. Yeah.
I was a part of that.
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So
Fast forward to his show at the Hi-Fi, though.
Yeah.
all the way to the back.
He's selling shows out all over the world though.
Yeah.
Like
Easy though.
in countries that nobody else is going to.
Facts.
So, yeah, it's the grind. I think you touched on it earlier when you said, what were you talking about? You said something about popularity and Monique and just just clowning on something just to get notoriety. Like the people that stay working on stuff eventually, that's how you get that long term. That
payoff.
Long term payoff. Like you can get it short term. You can get there's always exceptions to the rule, right?
Sure.
But I mean that I've seen it in so many artists.
I think Lil Baby is the exception to not Lil Baby.
The Baby.
The Baby.
Yeah.
One of the babies.
Yeah, I think it's
one
The
of them
Baby.
like literally just started rapping, and QC put him on. Like I guess he would just be in the studio with Migos and 𝐃𝐃𝐃𝐒 like you should rap, and finally he just started rapping. And got put on. But that Travis Scott special is dope, man.
Yeah,
like,
what'd you think about that?
It was really good, especially like it showed him as a kid, he came from seemed like a solid family. He had his mom, dad, grandmother. He had a nice foundation. I wish they had touched on, because he was supposed to have gone to college when he started that music shit.
Okay.
So his mom thought he was in school, but he was actually doing the music shit. I wish they kind of touched on that, but I guess they wanted to kind of highlight Astroworld and the process that went into that. So I can G for that. But it was good, man. And to see the impact that he has on kids, like Sean was saying, is amazing. And like I seen this show live.
You did. I remember you talking about it. Yep.
And the shit was lit, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying?
Lit.
Like it was that, like from beginning to end, it was a show. And I remember my cousin from Chicago telling me about Travis Scott years ago, like seeing him live. He's like, man, Travis Scott puts on a real good show. And this was like probably 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that the cousin that I met?
Yep, Devin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's prior to the pyrotechs and all the stuff that he has now.
Yep.
I mean, at one point, I wasn't paying any attention. So when they were talking about Travis Scott, I thought they were talking about Travis Porter.
Oh wow. Okay.
What happened to Travis Porter?
I don't know. Like
they was actually on a little road for a minute.
I originally thought he was the drummer. When people would say
that's
Travis Barker.
Travis Barker.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're different people.
Well, I mean, just like when I first heard of Chance the Rapper, I thought they were talking about the dude from the I Love New York, which it was like the dating show, and there was like this dude on there named Chance.
Yeah, that was part of the,
and his brother,
the Millionaires.
Yeah, the Stallionaires, something real silly. Yeah. And when I kept hearing people talk about Chance the Rapper, I was like, I'm not gonna check out the dude who used to be on VH1 trying to date New York. But sometimes that's about perception. I remember the first time someone tried to tell me about Jay Electronica. This was before I heard his music. I was like, man, I'm not trying to hear no electronica. I was just thinking about the music and whatever the names just seemed corny to me. So I was like, nah. Then I heard Exhibit C, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Overall, though, it was shot well, great footage, and like Lone said with the kids, like I saw so many people saying, "Hey, man, just so you know, you saved my life, man. Like you just been real motivational and been positive." So it was real dope to see. He has a genuine connection.
I like the part about the Super Bowl when it showed 𝐀𝐁 speaking on, like, why wouldn't you do the Super Bowl? You black, you need to be on that stage.
Yeah.
Regardless of what's going on. And I had never even thought about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was solid.
I heard that argument right when Big Boy accepted.
Yeah.
I remember people saying that.
Sleepy Brown. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I was hoping 3 Stacks was gonna come out on something.
Come on now.
I was hoping 3 Stacks was gonna come out on something. That would have shut the whole thing down. I was hoping. I didn't think it was. One day.
Happily ever after.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It was.
We probably won't see.
We probably won't see. Yeah.
He's about to go under a different moniker and start releasing jazz albums.
Just out there playing the flute in random places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
No, I don't know about that.
I want one more album, then I'm good, but it's probably never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that documentary was dope. So shout out to Travis Scott. It was good watching him also, test records in the car and, watch the initial reactions when they played some joints and
that part with Mike Dean.
Yeah.
And when they were waiting to put waiting for stems or probably waiting for the Drake verse is what I'm guessing.
Yep.
I'm sitting here thinking man, this gives me anxiety just thinking about it. Like I've been in that situation similar, like ready to put a record out and waiting and like last second, all that stuff
And then
this is why I don't work with other people like that.
the flip side of that comment is to the anxiety point. The flip side is when they do get it and then he goes back into the kitchen and they're listening to it on their phone.
Yeah.
You've experienced that as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the other side. When it's like, oh, he snapped. Everything is what I thought it would be when it comes through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a great feeling also. So yeah, I was impressed. I definitely was impressed. Let's pay some bills real quick before we get to the second half. Shout out to BringDownTheBand.com. As always, is the hub. Any CD and vinyl for lacing us with some wax. We got some here. We still got a raffle to do today.
Got two of them.
2 raffles.
Somebody's going to get that new Joell Ortiz.
Yes, we're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Anderson Paak.
Ventura.
So shouts to them.
And also shout out to Printfinity as well. Local business. Support your own. Dr. Coleman Dental. Briar Ripple. Get your teeth is right. And No Bad Ideas, the Crown joint. They keep lacing us, man. They always keep us fresh to death with, things for our patrons if you want to get on board.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/NewOldHeads. Get you some gear. Enter in some of these raffles.
For $3, you get to join our community.
There you go.
Also got a discount code that you can use on.
Yes, sir. Get you 20% off that thing. Make sure you guys also go to Bringing Down the Band. It's YouTube page and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell. Get the notifications.
But the code is New Old Heads. All
for
capital.
No Bad Ideas, right?
Yeah, you cut them
okay.
off.
20%.
Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Like Lily.
Yeah, me and Terry be beefing sometimes, so I apologize. Let's go ahead and go to.
You don't want beef, man.
No, I don't want no problems. No smoke. Anniversary passed on the 30th. It was late registration. Turned 14 years old. Now, this was back when Kanye was what I call Kanye. It was on the trajectory to being like damn near top 5 status. Like coming off college dropout, he's trending up. I remember when this album dropped, the orchestration they had on there, the all the extra strings and stuff. I really love this project. You guys have any memories of this album? Anything that stood out?
I didn't buy it. I got it off like Napster or something.
It's a late registration, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bootleg version, but I listened to it a lot. That's my memory.
Did you like it?
No, it was good. I liked his first 3 projects.
Yeah, he started off with a bang.
Yeah, I inherited it.
But I guess my point of that is what was on this album. I don't remember.
This was crack
like
music.
crack
This
music.
is
That was his
Diamonds
first
Are
album.
Forever.
Yeah, Roses. What was this?
Through the Wire?
Through the
No
Wire was
Mama.
the first one. Hey Mama.
Hey Mama.
What else is on?
Oh yeah, I'm tripping.
We Major.
We Major with Nas. Yep. Diamonds was a single.
Diamonds.
Gold Digger.
Gold Digger, yeah.
Which was
Gold
probably
Digger's
my
good.
least favorite song on that album.
That was huge though.
That
But
joint worked
it
though.
was huge, but
yeah.
like there was so.
Jamie Foxx.
That's
home. Jamie Foxx was in his feature bag back then too,
Yeah,
though. He was everywhere. But no,
Celebration.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Yep. That album was cold. Go ahead.
Late for
Diff,
that?
my fault.
Yeah, I'll be late.
What are your memories on that album? What you think? I know you the biggest Kanye fan here, probably. So
Probably
I'm sure you
might be,
have.
but I mean that was just a good time in Kanye history.
Agreed.
He was batting 100. Everything he was dropping or involved with. I mean, he went from that to helping Common put out 2 classic albums back to back.
Talk that talk.
He was involved with Dilated Peoples.
Yep.
He was involved with
Well, they had a feature.
what's my guy guys out of Detroit?
Slum Village.
Slum
Oh, yeah.
Village. You know, he was definitely in his bag, his backpack per se.
Quali.
There's a
Get
little
by.
Quali, yeah.
There's a Little Brother verse around that time too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
He was instrumental in
I seen that.
Hate for that.
putting Twista back in the forefront too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no
true.
question.
Yeah,
That's
and that
true.
was from his first album. So then he Twista followed up with
Well, he
what
put
was that,
Lupe on, really. Didn't he?
Kamikaze.
He definitely helped with
Yeah,
Lupe. Touch the
that
Sky.
was Lupe's first track on
Yeah,
Touch the Sky.
Touch the
so-
Sky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a good time, and he was, like I said, he was batting 100, man. The sound was good. I actually seen him perform that at the fair. You know how they have acts come in at the fair? So that during that time, that when that album came out, he was one of the featured performers at the fair.
Oh, word.
And I remember seeing him at the fair, and this is back when I was kind of DJing, but just playing around at home and stuff. And his DJ was on stage fucking up.
Was he A-Track then?
I don't think it was A-Track. I don't know who it was.
That bothered you though.
Yeah, it was because he was getting mad at dude.
Oh,
okay.
word.
He actually said, "Is it a DJ out there?"
That sound like Kanye.
Yeah, but nah, he did his thing. He was forgetting his words and shit.
Oh, was that
for-
$1 Million Mano?
It might have been.
Was that
Mano.
Mano?
But that was
from
later.
Chicago?
But that
No,
was
that
later.
was later. Yeah,
Okay.
Mano was later.
He probably actually fired that DJ.
But
after
I
that show.
feel like I remember that story, that being Mano.
It could have been.
Well,
I thought
that
was-
happened with Mano at one point in time. Though.
Okay.
but
that
I thought it was
later.
a little later. Yeah,
Yeah.
But at this particular show, the DJ was fucking up
because
too.
he started rocking with $1 Million Mano, Mike
is-
Terror, the Treated Crew, all those
Told you,
cats.
that was a huge look for them.
Yeah. Jay-Z was wearing the Treated hat. I remember
Yeah,
that because I
yeah.
think I was still. If I wasn't up there, I had just moved.
That's 2008, 2009, 2010.
I was still in Chicago.
That was
We're talking
well.
about
This was 04.
but I'm talking about the
Right.
Treated
But
Crew.
then Treated
though.
Crew stuff was like
Yeah.
2010, 11.
Got you.
Yeah,
12.
that was right before I moved out, and they started bubbling.
So we went to that Treated Crew party that one time.
Yeah, yeah. On a rooftop in Chicago.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sully
had a
was
huge
there.
movement.
Shouts to Sully.
yeah, homie Sully. But go ahead, Jay Moore. I'm sorry, not to.
Well, no, because I remember buying the album basically the week it came out, and I just remember being broke. But somehow I had done something for like maybe work the door at one of the clubs
You
here.
gonna muster up that Tuesday money.
And
Yeah, he gonna find that bread, ain't he?
And I was able to still get it for when CDs would be $9.99 that first week.
Best Buy.
And I was able to get it, and I just remember because it was close to the time when I first moved here, and I was going. I drove back to St. Louis, and listened to it pretty much the whole way there. My best friend was getting married. Like, you know how music really marks time for
Yeah,
people.
yeah. For
It's like this was around that time, and I remember. See, this is around the same time as Hurricane Katrina. Remember, this is where Kanye West had said the whole thing about George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
It was it was during the album
That was around the
rollout
same time, yep.
because
Yep.
he had some issues because he was performing at the NFL kickoff, and there were a smattering of boos because of what he said, and
A smattering.
he had
Yeah, I like smattering.
Yeah,
he had
It's a little bit of foresight, huh?
he had a yeah, really.
I see what you did there.
He had a deal with Pepsi, and they were like, "Oh, is he going to keep his deal with Pepsi?" And also, I remember it was crazy because it kind of goes back to what we were saying before. I remember he was the first hip hop artist to say something about why are people tripping on gay people? I remember he sat down with Sway on MTV, to talk
Because his cousin was gay.
Yeah, it was something like that, and it was just because you always heard it from the other side, because we all grew up in that time to where it was a lot of maggots flying in hip hop records.
MAGA hats?
Not MAGA
I
hats.
see where you were going though. I
What,
see where you
what
going.
Dave Chappelle was yelling.
Yeah. What he basically.
Juicy Smollett.
No, not that one.
Right.
So I just remember there was this is around the time Young Jeezy's first joint came out, and it wasn't that far away from when Common had come out. But it was
some
also
heat coming out
this
back
is
then.
also when I remember seeing the first little dip in the music industry to where people decided
Franchise boys.
buying, not culturally and also financially, to where people were not buying records like they used to.
I stopped. That's what I mean. That was part of what I was
Yeah.
doing. I went through a phase where I didn't buy music for a minute,
Yeah,
and I just downloaded everything.
everything, because it was there. It was just there to go get.
Overload.
And I remember by the time I got to the next album, I had Graduation a good 2 weeks before it came out. I remember when Commons B came out. I remember getting that.
I bought that one though.
I
Bought
remember
that too.
I remember getting that a good month, and I remember it had the studio. There's a studio version of The Food.
The food, which I still need, by the way.
You
Yeah,
still
I
got
like
that?
too.
I'll have to see if I got that.
I only got the
dig
album
that up.
version, the live version.
And
I
the
don't
thing
know.
is, there was one of the songs they say had Consequence on it, and they took the Consequence verse off of the final version of the album that was put into retail.
Releases for that year, just so y'all know, the amount of heat that came out. The documentary 2.
No, that was the documentary.
Or was it? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah, it was
just
the
a
first one. Yeah,
documentary.
which was a classic, by
It's
the way.
2005, right?
Yeah. The Becoming for Beans, the minstrel show.
So that's what I was about to say. Like, this was my introduction into Little Brother with
Yeah.
the minstrel show. Little Brother dominated like 2 years.
Oh,
for
you
me.
hadn't heard
I didn't hear the
the
listening.
listening. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I got hip when the minstrel show came out around the same time. It was like right before the minstrel show because Murs had did an album with Ninth.
All right.
The first one.
Yes.
Was that the first one? Yeah, the first one.
316. And so I heard that, and then I went back, and it was just a...
Think about it, though. The Carter 2, B, The Massacre, 50 Cent.
Young Jeezy.
Young Jeezy, Let's Get It, Thug Motivation. Ninth Wonder and Buckshot, the Chemistry joint, came out that year. Monkey Bars. Shout out to P, rest in peace. What else they got on here?
That's when Houston was popping.
Facts. Bun B dropped the album that year.
Paul Wall.
Slim Thug.
Actually, Paul Wall did drop an album that year.
Jewel
Sleepers, Big
Santana
Pooh.
dropped his first one, his only one really.
Who did,
His second one.
Who did Miss New Booty? Whose song is that?
That's
That was
Bubba
Bubba
Sparks.
Sparks.
Bubba's.
I found you, this new booty.
That was like that was an Anderson, Indiana anthem.
Oh my God.
I can
That
see
was just
that
an
in the
anthem.
hotel,
Yeah.
in that little hotel spot. Y'all used to hang
Exactly,
out at.
yeah. The
Shout out to the
Ramada.
Ramada.
But I remember like a lot of people during that time were talking about the decline, and I felt this way a little bit in what hip hop was turning into, because that was a time when snap music and
Snap
Laffy
was real
Taffy,
popular.
and when
Party Like a
basic-
Rock Star.
If you didn't have a
I
dance,
hated that song.
Party Like a Rock Star.
That song was huge.
I liked Laffy Taffy more than Party Like a Rockstar.
Laffy
Wow.
Taffy had a...
And
they-
Laffy Taffy was trash.
That song was horrible.
Dun-dun-dun. Oh, cause you so thick.
Like, at least I can make fun of Laffy Taffy. Like,
Right.
Party Like a Rockstar was just corny as...
That song was so huge, though, man.
I
But
know.
I
Hate it.
You hated
I remember being in the office with my friend who was programming at one of the radio stations. I don't want to give too much game away.
Don't get a
And
game away.
He had a decision to make because
Sign up for our Patreon for game.
the corner was getting a little love on the radio,
That's
and
my
so
joint.
he literally, just because of the research, it's commercial radio, so I guess you had to expect it. He had to take the common song out and to make room for Laffy Taffy, and I was like,
Shout out to the Lost Poets for being in the video
Cool.
for the corners as well.
Who?
The Lost Poets.
the last poet.
Last Poets, I'm sorry, Last
I thought we were still
You
talking about Laffy Taffy.
I remember.
And that video was cold.
I remember
so-
this was so mean. I remember
I used to live in
like
that
somebody
area.
asked me what D4L is supposed to stand for, like down for life.
Down
Yes,
for life,
sir.
right?
And I just remember I thinking I made a joke. I said it stands for D's four lames. That was mean. That was mean. Yeah, you know what? But
That is funny, though.
shout out to
D's for
and
like
rest in peace to Shawty Low.
100%.
Shawty Low and
They just-
dude from Franchise
Franchise
Boys
Boys
died,
passed
too.
away.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't
that's
call
right.
his
I
name.
saw that.
He
I saw
did
that.
pass away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so rest in peace to that brother, because we always talk about that era. We know what the era was, but they had a movement.
A lot
Like,
of tall tees
was
and
a
white sunglasses.
A lot of tall tees.
So random
They
story.
did a whole lot in them white tees. Slang, bang.
We did one of our first shows as the Qualites.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or it wasn't the Qualites. We went
that's
by
what I call them.
we went by quality,
I call
spelled
them
phonetically and shit.
Qualites.
And so one of our first parties or shows was this. It was like this barn party or something in Anderson.
I remember this
And-
story.
Hoedown.
Don't do
no,
that.
not quite. It was literally like a party in somebody's barn.
It was a
And so
hoedown.
we
Stop,
played.
man.
Bales of hay.
They had all
No,
sorts of,
man.
They had absinthe. They had all sorts of shit in there. It was in the city. And shouts to my guy Wes, because it was at his house.
Hoedown.
And
Stop, man.
we came out when we first showed up. We had these big ass, long ass black T-shirts that went
Yeah.
like past, just intentionally. Just
Are there
for
any
fuck's sake.
photos of this for you?
And then we took them off, and it wasn't that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was like, well, we played this like really corny beat that had like extremely high, like fast hi hats. But like to the point to where it was distorting
Uh-huh.
before people were doing that.
Let me
And then-
guess.
then
You were
we cut
behind
it.
this. You were behind this
Yes, it was-
intro, weren't you?
Yeah, it was me.
I thought so.
Yeah, I want to see footage of that.
I need to see
at
you
the
in
hoedown.
a 4X black tee. I'd
Tall
love to
tee.
see that.
The
With
ones,
hay in the middle of the barn.
the ones you can still buy in certain gas stations here in the city.
I believe it was like performing on a crate. You know what I mean?
Dude, first of all, I worked at Finish Line at the height of the pink movement that Cameron and them started. So I remember people coming in copping.
This is like 2004. It's crazy.
Copping 3X jerseys,
headbands,
your
wristbands.
height, your height, 3X jerseys, headbands, wristbands, pink laces.
That Saint Lunatic shit. That was Nelly in there with the headband.
Bruh, Air Force Ones, pink laces, everything.
Yeah,
the whole fit. And
it's all Jay Moore's fault.
It's all his fault. I'm getting commission for it though, because they getting accessories. You know what I'm saying? They getting everything, but I'm like, this fool walking out of here with a choir robe on, sagging hard, leaving the store.
Snapping.
It was a look though.
Snapping and trapping.
What a time to be alive, boy.
You should see some of them old. If y'all want to look up something funny, look how Soulja Boy was dressed back when Crank That came out
with the rubber band Rolex chain on.
Yeah, he had a 12X T-shirt on. Yeah. Go look at some of those pictures.
There's still dudes in Indianapolis that dress like that today.
I believe.
Is it?
Yes.
I do believe.
I'll be seeing a lot of people with too tight clothes on now.
No,
he right though. It's still a handful.
But it's people who was of age then and they haven't let it go. They still wearing them plaid shorts that are too big and
still got the braids with the beads on the bottom of them.
You know,
I was guilty of that. I ain't gonna front.
Is there photos of this?
Yeah, there are.
Okay.
You know,
I was fly though.
People that had the oh gosh, there's another trend. I saw this dude in the club and I was like, that's the official old man in the club.
What do you have on?
He had on like jeans with like the sparkly bedazzlement.
And shit, them just went out a couple years ago.
Then
motherfuckers were buying them damn Robin jeans with the unicorn flaps on the back.
Yeah. And then
people still got fila suits.
And then he had on like a white polo that was kind of ill-fitting. Because you know he probably had it for a few years and you know it slacked off on the Bowflex.
Might have just got out.
And and then he had on white sunglasses with like the pencil thin, and then he had on like what might have been a Gucci hat, baseball hat, and I was like, "You are the old man in the club, sir."
Yeah,
he probably had on some Drakkar Noir.
Wow.
He had on some Jupe. Yeah. Or some.
What you say, Chuck?
He might
what you say now, Chuck?
Or this is he probably had on some Cool Water.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I used to mess with Cool Water.
I did too. I used to mess with both of them.
I mean, I was 14.
Cool Water it had a moment.
Yeah, you was my scent back in like 7th grade.
Yeah. Of course.
Here's another one that you was doing too much, and if you wearing it now, Fahrenheit.
I never fucked with the Fahrenheit.
People thought they was doing something with that Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I didn't do the
Fahrenheit. Like bug spray.
It did smell like bug spray.
Cool.
It was worse than Michael Jordan's cologne. That was some real trash.
Well, the Michael Jordan cologne kind of. I rocked with that Michael Jordan.
No, they try to sell young people on that. If you look at the bottle and you smell it, it smells
Carolina
like
pine trees.
leather from the basketball and Carolina pines. And
Mike used to call I had Tommy Hilfiger cologne. He used to call it the racist cologne, I think.
I did.
Yeah, because you was believing all that bullshit.
I was. Yeah. I was young.
It might be true. I don't know.
No, it actually was disproven. Like,
was it really?
I was
going because
for
everybody was like how Tommy Hilfiger said he wanted black people to wear his clothes. But
all
he had was like hip hop. Like when that time Snoop went on Saturday Night Live for the first time.
He had on that dope Tommy.
Exactly, and
rugby.
When he came to town, Tommy Hilfiger met him and said, "Come on down. You guys can get whatever you want." He wore that Tommy rugby on Saturday Night Live, and he said that by the next weekend you couldn't find it anywhere in the country.
I used to work at Ayers, so I had to plug on all the fresh Tommy. Come on, man! I put in my work there.
I feel you.
I was fresh every day at school, bro.
Oh, I bet.
I feel you.
If anybody had because it was famous bar in St. Louis. It all became Macy's at one point.
Yeah.
But if you knew somebody who or had a hookup. Yeah, but they had the most messed up return policy. Like you could take stuff that you'd had for years and take it back in there, and they'd give you the money for it.
Man, there was a glitch, bro, and I definitely practiced it and had my friends practice it as well. I would co-sign it.
There's kids out there.
If you had a pair of Levi's of any kind,
okay,
you could bring that pair of jeans in and exchange it for a new pair.
No matter what.
Didn't matter how old it was. Didn't matter if you had a receipt or not. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Even exchange.
Oh, I knew some girls, and I think the statute of limitations is up.
It is. I don't really want to say all that I did.
Oh, I'll break it down because I wasn't doing it, but I saw some people that was getting
I definitely can't.
They
no, you can't. Yeah.
They would boost out of the famous bar in Carbondale and take
the clothes back and get the money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Your folks is
I know
doing
people
that.
that have done that too.
Yeah.
You know,
I was like, what kind of policy do you? I know it has to have changed now, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna say.
it's wild for the night.
I'm not
y'all
gonna
want
say
these raggedy jeans back?
my pops or my mom might listen to this episode, and they raised a
Yeah, these two girls
responsible
was
young
getting back.
man. So
Yeah, you just never. You
I
can't
was just getting that good check.
I feel you. I
Yeah,
feel you.
that's being a responsible capitalist right there.
That's exactly what that is.
Exactly.
All right, man.
They still good.
Let's talk about some music before we get out of here. Shout out to Memphis.
Don't be scared.
Not at all. Let's see. Common. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Let Love. You know, Common's my dude, man. That's arguably my favorite rapper if I want to keep it a buck. But this one here was
Yeah.
this was
Who's he dating right now?
Who's
Fucking up his vibe.
No, he just got back with her though. This is after the album came
Oh,
out.
for real?
Who?
I didn't hear
Angela
that.
Rye.
Oh damn.
His whole it's called Let Love, right?
Let Love. Yep.
It's all love themed.
It's
First
super
two
grown,
songs
though.
are okay.
There are a couple that I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm not
a
gonna
couple
say
on
tr-
an album with like what 12, 10.
And it's not like
songs.
it's not like it's bad.
I'm not
It's
gonna say
just
it's trash.
See, that's the thing. It's not a trash album, but I'm
Yeah, it's
like,
not
I was looking
trash.
forward to this.
Yeah. Damn.
had no energy.
No,
No,
You
and
can,
it
but you
damn
can
near
tell.
drained you.
You
I
can
fell
tell
asleep.
he's in a certain time frame in his life where
Yes.
this is where he's at.
Absolutely.
So I can
That's cool.
respect that.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
But
Get it off
to-
his chest.
To Jay Moore's point, when I think Common, I'm being selfish as a fan. Like, yo, I'm about to hear these bars. He about to get in here. And,
Yeah, bars. It's just.
yeah, he still can rap, but I'm just saying the
but
vibe.
the production just left. I'm sorry. I was just the beat selection. I was like, it sounded like I told y'all this in pre-production. I said this sounds almost like a hip hop album I could listen to my mom with my mom.
That's tough.
And like it's not a it's a diss. I guess it was,
Yeah.
but
Kind of is.
We talking about owning now.
She
You
probably
know-
don't want to. She'll be mad.
Yeah.
When you stop
Well,
playing this, I don't like it.
yeah, she might be like this
his
doesn't
mom
have.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
My mom would be like, this doesn't have the same energy as a Rance Allen album. This ain't the same.
My
yeah,
mama-
I just wanted more from it.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean,
Nas's album is better.
Nas didn't drop an album.
He did. Thank you.
I don't count that as an
Yeah,
album
I mean,
drop.
Thank
He got a video for one of the.
But you know what? I enjoyed.
You know what? I like
enjoyed
the
the
video.
Nas.
Yeah.
The Hustler joint. I actually like that one with
I
Swiss
didn't
Beats.
see it.
With Swiss Beats, the video.
Honestly,
Well, not even that video. There's a video for the.
There's another one
the,
too.
with the
Damn,
what's
what
that
track
kid's
is that?
name? It's almost
Wait.
like I Used to Love Her Part 2 or like an extension of
Yeah,
that.
I didn't like that song.
No,
the
I
one that
didn't
you're
either.
talking
It was
about
kinda whack.
is with Swiss and is new.
Yeah.
It's
that
called
right?
like Hustler or something.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's-
actually one of the highlights. And
That's-
you know
that's
how
a good
I feel,
song.
You know how I feel
Like-
about Swiss Beats. So for me to say a Swiss Beats track is
the
a
video
highlight.
is like. Isn't it like a robbery, something in a gas station or something? I don't know. It's
I gotta peep that. I hadn't seen that. Yeah.
I actually no. It's called not Hustler. It's called
what
what is it called? I don't know.
Wait,
I
I have to
didn't
put
get
it. I can pull the track list up.
Yeah, pull that up. But there, I like the track with A-Track too. There are a couple that I like, but it.
Nah, No Bad Energy is the video I saw.
No bad energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wanted to like the
I
one.
just wanted more. I think
I
is all
wanted
it
to
is.
like the one where, you know, he was talking about the dude who was cheating with the girl with the blue hair, but it was just I felt like it was like him trying to do Testify over again, but he didn't have the Kanye West
That's. I
production.
think I got that too. That it kind of felt like he was redoing ideas he's already done sometimes.
Yeah, just
Adult
that
film
energy. That
is
energy
what it's
was
called.
just.
What?
It's called Adult Film, featuring Swiss Beats.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
on the
okay.
most recent one.
Well, maybe I've completely butchered that title.
But you are talking about whatever this video was recent and
It
it is
just
off Lost Tapes.
recently came
Gotcha.
out. No, it's not on. No,
Oh,
it's
you're
not on
looking at
Lost
Nas's.
Tapes. I'm not.
Yeah, you're looking at. We're talking about Common. That's.
Oh, I
that's
thought you were talking
Nas's.
about comment. All right.
No.
I don't fool with Swiss.
Nas just put out a video though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
That's the one he was talking about. Okay. Now I found
But the
it.
common one is the one in the gas station or the bodega or whatever.
Okay. I got to peep that. That sounds like that's dope.
So common, still love you, still top 5. But,
Yeah, that's my guy. Yes.
But this one,
It's just
This
one.
this
one
one's
no
no
for
for
me,
me,
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
On the flip side though.
Not when you have access to no ID.
Yeah.
Whatever version of Kanye
Whoever
West
he
is out
wants.
here. Yeah, really, whoever he wants. Yeah, you're right.
Comp can get anybody he wants.
If you can
What
get
else we
Swiss
got?
Beats, I'm pretty sure you can get Illmind or maybe Ninth Wonder to hook you up.
On the flip side, though.
Speaking of, go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
This Joell Ortiz,
this
Monday,
bad boy.
Yeah.
This album right here, he got some heat.
Heat makers.
On this album.
Apollo Brown, Justice League Knots, Big Crit, Hasami. Yeah.
He got some heat on this.
That is a very solid album. We're giving that away on our Patreon.
Somebody hit a lick on this one because this one is good.
Yeah.
Solid production. You know, with the bar, we were talking about this in our pre-production. The bars with him, he's been consistent since he came out.
Yeah.
So there's never a question of if he's gonna black out. It's just a matter of the production and what direction he's going in. And on this one, I'm in. I'm in on this one.
Fresh 11s on that cover too.
Dude, on it.
He don't take bars off, man.
He got that.
No, and he had a nice, very the joint. Why I really grabbed my attention was the one about him having anxiety.
Yep. And then he had another one about screens.
About how kids are disconnected from each other, and it didn't come off as like corny old man talking about how these kids don't go outside and play anymore. But it was actually like
he's talking about us versus them.
Really, he's not. You can't even say he's talking about kids. He's talking about people in general. But like at least we had that time away from the screens.
Man,
some of these kids that's all they know.
That's it. Like it was crazy because remember when we had to come in when the lights was coming on, the street lights.
Yep, street lights.
We stayed out as long as we possibly could.
Wanted to stay out.
Yeah. Even with having Nintendo or something in the house.
Facts.
We stayed out and played and then ran home like trying to beat that light so we didn't get in trouble.
Facts.
These kids, you got to make them come outside.
Or if you even wanted to sit down and if you wanted to play video games, your friend had to come over to your house. You had to go over to his house.
Yeah.
There wasn't no like, okay, I'm going to meet a whole bunch of strangers online and play.
And your mama might call over there and say, hey, Michael over there? Okay, cool. I'm just checking. And he said he was heading that way.
But you know what? Most of the time, this was like at night after the day was over. It was like Friday night. You know what I mean? Or Saturday
like I'd have
night
to call and be like, hey, can I stay over at Kevin's house a little bit longer? And a lot of times the answer would be no, so I don't know why I called.
And
you got to try. You never know how mama feeling.
And when you call and she said no, you was like, well, got to go.
Get up out of here.
Yeah.
Or I won't be over here tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, that album is dope, and I'm in on that Joell for sure.
Did anybody hear the Alchemist joint real quick?
I listened to the Alchemist.
It's called Yacht Rock too. It's pretty decent. It's only like 20.
Willie the Kid's joint I like. It's short though. It left me.
Conway, West Side Gun.
Gun.
Everything was like one verse really.
Okay.
It was one verse, and it was you and I always talk about the production, the shift in the culture, and how some of the production is coming off now. It's very simple now. It was super loop based.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But to Alchemist's defense, he kind of started all that. Yeah, or he's one of the originators.
That's why I'm not mad at it because that's him. But Willie the Kid's joint, I think, is probably my favorite one on there that I heard through the first listen.
Chasing Summer.
Chasing Summer is what I was getting to next. I like it, man. I like it a lot.
I like it.
I know you said November's better, but
I'd like November more.
I like this one. I'm through my first full run, I gave it my full attention because I think he's that dope of an artist.
Nah, he is.
You want to listen. He's got some shit on there, man. It just proves how consistent TDE is as,
really how talented they are.
They're super talented and consistent. Yeah, they drop heat.
It's a good talk about quality control, man. No pun intended. But it's funny because I watched documentary on Showtime about Motown, and how they had their whole quality control. Like that's where Coach K pretty much got the name. But I mean, is there anything that came out of TDE where you're just like, nah, it was all right?
The only thing I might be able to think of I'm
not a huge fan of Ab-Soul, so I never really liked his stuff that much. But a lot of people do.
Right.
I like Ab-Soul. Isaiah Rashad's first release I thought was cool.
Sylvia demo joint?
Not the one that preceded him joining up with them. I know the one you talking about. I'm talking about the first one that he put out a joint with them when he joined. It was
pretty good.
It was cool, but I fool with Ab-Soul though, so I like his joints. Schoolboy always drops heat
in a minute.
He has it, but Schoolboy always drops heat. J Rock had heat. Kendrick is lurking now because everybody else
won a Grammy.
Yeah, shout out to J Rock for that. I remember we talked about that. But they roster is silly right now. You know, so
Yeah.
shout out to Sir, man. That's some good music, man.
Yeah,
good
it's that
production.
Good vibe, yeah.
Chasing Summer. I'm about to get involved with that.
Yeah.
What's the name? 38 Special drop a bullet for every heathen. I think is that what it's called?
I gotta listen to that. I fool with him.
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, I fool with him.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He got that bar work, straight bar work,
Yeah, he's cut from the same cloth as Benny and
grimy.
All them.
Yeah.
Conway, all that.
Yeah. So I definitely will check that out. Is there anything that I missed before we get out of here?
I think we're good, man.
That's it.
If y'all have time, y'all can sign up for doing the Neo Soul Paint Night.
Okay.
If anybody want to do something different, because I know a lot of people complain about doing the same shit, but hey,
And
our
where's
crew
that
has
at?
vibes jumping off. That's going to be at a new spot downtown off Market Street. I can't remember the exact name.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
Charlotte.
Well,
Do your Googles.
yeah, tomorrow night we will actually be doing Back to the Future with DJ Metronome and just a myriad of people who are going to come on in.
I will be there.
and get involved on the ones and twos. So it's always a good time. First Friday of September. So
Yeah.
come on by at the Hi-Fi. Get
Paint
involved.
Night's on Saturday. So
Okay, so you can do both of those this weekend.
My man, that's going to do it for this episode. We appreciate everyone's support as always. And remember, as we said at halftime, make sure you go find Bringing Down the Band on YouTube, subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell. And also our Patreon /New Old Heads. You got some good stuff planned. We appreciate the support, and we will see you all next week.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
I'm
We
done.
done.